1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz.
Welcome back to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast. And in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast with Emmy, Hikins and Trevor.
Billion neurons going down to 86 billion. But these billions of neurons, in 1 second, they're zapping about in our heads, tapping like Morse code, but so much more quickly. In 1 second, the number of electrical impulses, connections in our brains, is more than the number of stars in our galaxy, in the Milky Way, which is thought to be 200 billion. Now, how they ever work out these things, I really don't know. But our brains are an incredible thing, and it's not something we can ever really understand, of course. The first thing that we do know, and this is where we're coming back to the subject matter, is that consciousness actually has very little to do with the overall workings of the brain. Most of it is going on, if you like, unknown to us, making decisions which never even come to the conscious level. The conscious you, the conscious me, the I that flickers when we wake up in the morning and we come into consciousness. The brain has been operating, looking after the system, the ship, if you like, all through the night, 24/7, 365 or 6 days a year. It's a bit like maybe a stowaway on a big, huge Atlantic steamship. The stowaway claims credit for the journey, but actually, without acknowledging the massive engineering enterprise that's going on underfoot. And that's kind of our consciousness. The brain, the consciousness is pretty much the smallest part of the brain activities. So we are very limited to know quite what it is about. We think we're controlling ourselves. We talked before, you and I, Cuz, about free will. And there's a lot of thinking that because the brain actually makes most decisions which never come to the surface. For example, it will make a decision if we find somebody attractive, if we don't like somebody, if we like a particular colour. We suddenly think, oh, I like that colour, I like that person. We don't even have to think about it because through probably years of hardwired evolution, our brains, or the brain in humans, has learned through natural selection what is the best particular thing in any area we're looking at. So it tells us what we like, what we find tasty with food and stuff like that. We don't really have to make that decision, although we think sometimes that we do. The one question this is leading to, which I'd like to then talk about with both of you, a story from 1966 in Texas. There was a guy, a 25-year-old guy called Charles, I think his name was Charles Whitman, and he was an ordinary guy, quite intelligent, going about his work. He was married, lived with his wife Kathy. Well, one day, it was actually the 1st of August in 1966, apparently, he, with a huge trunk of rifles, guns, ammunition, and so on, went to the University of Austin, the tower. He went up in the lift to the top floor, and eventually he exited onto the roof. But before he did, he shot dead the receptionist, and then there were other tourists sort of coming out into where he was. He shot them, didn't all die, some of them did, including a pregnant lady. He went to the roof and he was taking pot shots at people below. Well,
We're going to take a short break now. We're back shortly. You've been listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show with Trevor and Emmy Hikins.
The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deepstuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us, please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deepstuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.
into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. The leader of our gang will make the show go with a bang and fund the aim of everything Cuz does.